So next is my turn. Firstly, I'd like to thank Aaron for giving me the opportunity to embarrass him on the most important day of his life. I'd just like to spend the next few minutes sharing a few things about Aaron that some of you may or may not already know, and why I think he'll be an excellent husband. I think I know most of you, but for those that don't know me, I'm David. I'm Aaron's older brother. I know it doesn't look like it, but yeah, I'm the shorter and fatter one, but I make up for it with my looks. So Georgia is Aaron's first and only girlfriend. He never had a girlfriend throughout his school, college, or university years. Well, not that I knew of anyway. And for a while, I was concerned that he would end up as a bachelor all his life. But little did I know he was a sneaky little bugger. And it was only until one evening, maybe about 5 or 6 years ago, where we were just having dinner casually, and he just asked me, David, what's the legal age of consent in this country? Well, at that time, I thought it was just quite a random question to ask over the dinner table. So I didn't think much of it. But then a few months passed, and we noticed Aaron being quite shifty. He was going out in evenings a bit more than normal. And finally, he told us the news that he was going out with Georgia, who at that time was still in school, and they had met when she was on a work experience in hospital, where Aaron was working at. Clearly her work experience meant something else. Well, initially it was a bit of a shock for all of us at that time, mostly because we never expected Aaron to go with anyone. Let alone a teenage blonde Welsh girl from the Valleys. But it quickly became apparent to us that Georgia was no ordinary teenage girl from the Valleys. You know, for starters, she wasn't pregnant. She didn't have 3 kids. But anyway, she was also a high-flying straight A student. Probably the only high-flying straight A student in Merthyr at the time. But it was clear Georgia was far more mature for her age, as we've heard. She was a determined person and knew what she wanted, you know, from an early stage. A Chinese Malaysian doctor. 8 years older than her. Now, it can be quite easy to be skeptical about the big age gap, but as they say, like father and son, we've heard about it. For those that don't know, my mom is also 8 years younger than my dad. Now, I couldn't have asked for a better brother than Aaron, and I'm going to share with you why Georgia couldn't have asked for a better husband as well. Now, for those of you taking notes, I've got 4 points. I've learned this from Pastor Ray Galloway here, our wonderful pastor. I've been listening to your sermons, see? He's always picking on me during his sermons, so now's my chance. So, although we are under 2 years apart, and we come from the same factory, and we've been brought up in the same schools and same upbringing, we're worlds apart when it comes to personality, ambition, hobbies, and even the type of women we like. Well, I guess that goes for most siblings to a certain extent. We're probably a bit on the quiet side, a bit reserved, probably Aaron a bit more than myself. He would rarely speak up about what he wants, and he would always give in. So growing up was really easy for me. I got to play with all the toys I wanted, eat whatever I wanted, and did whatever I wanted, because Aaron would always give in. In other words, he would always put everyone else first, and he's completely selfless. Now that's a truly admirable characteristic, and he definitely got that from our father. The second thing is that Aaron has a gift of serving. I hate cooking, whereas, as we've heard, cooking is one of Aaron's favorite pastimes. More often than not, when we used to live together, I would come home from work, and there would be dinner ready, prepared. All I did was eat, and then wash up sometimes. But you know, that's such a blessing. And again, this is something he inherited from our parents. Most of you would have experienced my mom's wonderful cooking, and my dad is always busy serving others. Third thing is, Aaron's favorite word is sorry. He's very apologetic, which can be quite amusing. And with such wisdom, even before getting married, he knew the key to a happy marriage. Your wife is always right. And I'm sure many of you can vouch for that. If you happen to have spoken to Aaron today, I'm sure he's apologized for something. If not, just give him a nice slap on his bum, and I'm sure he'll apologize for that as well. Later on. Now, fourth thing is, Aaron is so chilled. We're so blessed to have so much family from Australia today, and you Aussies are renowned for being chilled out. If you think you're chilled out, you haven't met Aaron yet. Aaron is so relaxed. I wish I could be more like that. I probably have a type A personality, and Aaron would probably be a type Z. His personality definitely suits the job that he's currently in, which is to listen to people moan about life. To persuade him to give them the benefits. I wouldn't be able to last half a day doing that. My life would be so much less stressful if I could approach it with that kind of grace, laid-back attitude that my brother has. Having said that, he's got a lot more white hair than I do. Now, Aaron has taught me a lot, not just about cooking or ping pong, which is the only sport he's better than me at, but also life in general. Like with most siblings, we have plenty of disagreements. I'm sure many of you here today have younger siblings. And for those of you that do, you probably will understand where I'm coming from. There are some small and big things that we may disagree about. And more often than not, I tend to be too paternalistic and impose what I think is best. And for that, I must apologize. Deep down, we want our best for our siblings, or what we think is best for them. Now, this may not be actually what's best for them or what they want. I've come to realize that what makes someone happy is personal, and I may never understand or appreciate it, but the most important thing is that someone is happy. For example, I love collecting basketball cards. It was a hobby I've had since I was a child, and I've picked it up again, and no one really understands me at all, not even my wife, who thinks I'm mad. But that makes me happy. What I've learned and come to realize over these years is that the best we can do as older siblings is to love and support them in whatever decision they make, as long as they're happy. Now, as I was writing the speech, I was thinking to myself, if I were a woman, I would also want to marry my brother. What more can a woman ask for? A chilled out good cook who's always willing to serve and put others first, and who would spoil them rotten. I can speak on behalf of my parents that we're thankful to see Aaron so happy with Georgia, and Georgia's family have been so welcoming and loving to my brother, and we look forward to getting to know each other better. Just to finish, Georgia, I'd like you to put your right hand facing up on the table, and Aaron to put your left hand on Georgia's. Now, Aaron, remember this for the rest of your life, because it's the last time you'll ever have the upper hand. As the saying goes, a successful man is one who can make more money than his wife can spend. A successful wife is one who can find such a man. Let's stand up to toast for success for Aaron and Georgia. Okay. Aaron, Georgia. Thank you. Now, if I've caused offense to anyone, just speak to Aaron. He'll apologize to me.